Bitcoin is breaking out of the symmetrical triangle and is right now exactly seeing the retest we have been waiting for a long time. So on today's update video, I'm going to be exactly discuss that. What does it mean right now here? More importantly, I'm going to be discussing the major sell wall, which is right now ahead of ourselves, how we could be trading that, and many more important charts. So without any further ado, guys, today's video will be packed with information because yesterday as well, we saw more than $250 million worth of Ethereum getting bought, altcoin season really getting started, and many other signals are showing us some very important data I really want to be discussing on today's update video. So without any further ado, guys, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. And that is that, first of all, Bitcoin, of course, is still in this consolidation phase. You can see that on the 1 hour time frame, we're still getting rejected by the downward sloping resistance line. And here on the 4 hourly time frame, we are clearly breaking above that previous line here and are actually right now retesting that downward sloping resistance line, which previously around provided resistance and now is providing support for Bitcoin. So this is very interesting if you would ask me here. And honestly, we are right now seeing a retest, and that is actually the opportunity where you want to be looking for new trades on Bitcoin. So I actually think the opportunity is quite big right now here. Only on the 1 hour time frame, I do want to be pointing out that we are creating that downward sloping resistance line, right? And we do really need to be breaking above that level. And whenever we do, that is the point where we are going to be seeing likely that massive next continuation higher. But still, in the bigger perspective, we're creating a major symmetrical triangle right here. We're breaking outside of it right now. We're seeing a retest. And if I'm going to be looking at the price target from of this exact pattern right here, we're going to be looking for a target somewhere around, and let me say this correctly, somewhere around $106,000. And if I'm right now going to be looking at the sell wall, because first we had some major sell orders set up around that 100k level. There are now about 1,500 bitcoins in limit orders around $100,000. That means that there is about $1.5 billion worth of sell pressure around that 100k mark here. But of course, if Michael Saylor or any of the other big players are going to be buying more than $1 billion again, guys, this sell wall will be getting cleared very quickly. So there is a major sell wall indeed around $100,000. You can see it also here on this graph. It is not only $100,000, but it is 100 towards approximately $101k. So really what we're looking at right now, if Bitcoin is going to be increasing in value, this region right here, which I'm currently drawing, this is the place where we are expecting the majority of the resistance is going to get found. Just like we got rejected right here. In the next move towards the upside, I do believe there's going to be a lot of struggles to be breaking above this exact region right here. But eventually, we are going to be breaking above it. Then, of course, we can see that we exactly bounced from the support level I mentioned earlier. That we, of course, did create that hidden bullish divergence. And after that, we saw that movement towards the upside. And more importantly, we're right now seeing $250 million flowing in towards the Ethereum ETF. While altcoin season is clearly showing us that it is getting started right now here. And the trade that we've talked about on Ethereum is actually also playing out very well here. And I do believe that this is still a very great trade here because the price target is already towards the range high, which is about another 33% higher from off this point. And with these buys coming in towards the Ethereum ETF right now, I do really think it could start to be performing quite well here. And honestly, if we're going to be looking at the ETF in general, BlackRock is buying still the spot Bitcoin ETF, and in general, we saw over $318 million worth of inflows. And just if we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin dominance in general, I've been calling for the altcoin season to really get started right now. And yes, we're starting to see the dump on the Bitcoin dominance. If we break the upward sloping trend line, which we are creating right now here, it could very much well mean that we're going to be getting some great performance on these altcoins. And that ultimately would spell some very great upside for Ethereum as well here. So I do want to be pointing out that if I'm looking at some very important charts here, I do want to be pointing out that in this bull market, whenever I'm going to see signals that the market is topping out, I'm going to be letting you know here. But now the MVRV-Z score is not so exponential yet here, but this is one of these indicators. If it becomes above like 4 to 5 or 6, then I would definitely start to say, okay, maybe the market is a little bit overvalued right now here, because the MVRV-Z score is basically an overvalued market indicator, and now it is not overvalued yet here, and I do still think there is a lot of upside. But whenever that is going to be signaling, you will be the first one to know. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel right now here. Further on, we're seeing that extreme greed is returning in the market, but this is actually something that is very nice here, because in every single bull market where we did had extreme greed here, that was of course the periods where we grew the most exponential. And now we're in that same period, and it could very much well mean that we're going to be seeing another big push towards the upside. At the same time, wheels are still accumulating. And if we're just going to be looking at this consolidation phase compared to the 2020 consolidation phase, it is looking very similar, only the consolidation was much longer. And considering the fact the consolidation was much longer, we could be also expecting the move towards the upside could also be much longer as well. And if we're going to be looking once again at all the data points I've been pointing out before this period where we had the exponential rally, guys, if you've been following me for a while, you do know that I tweeted about it many times here, but it is exactly still playing out like we predicted. And yes, Bitcoin goes always the most exponential, like 180 days after the halving, and that is currently in the period of the market where we're sitting. So do expect we're going to be probably getting way more exponential rallies. So Bitcoin, I am very excited about it. And if you want to be trading it, or if you want to be trading altcoins, guys, there's a major opportunity right now for you guys out there, because if you write a sign-up account using this highest link in the description of today's video, you can get a $10,000 deposit bonus on Blofin. The best part about it is that Blofin is an exchange where you do not need to do any KYC here. So if you want to be trading without any KYC, trade on Blofin. And yeah, you can trade also the most amount of altcoins because they're listing them quite quickly. Further on, talking a little bit about the altcoin market cap, I mean, all the signals are pointing out that altcoins are likely to be popping anytime soon here. The timing is exactly right now here. So honestly, if you are going to be fading altcoins right now, you're probably going to be fading the biggest gains that are still yet to realize. I mean, my portfolio is about 60% altcoins. I am not going to be buying any Bitcoin anymore. And of course, as soon as I do see the signals that I believe altcoins are going to top out here, I am going to be selling off a significant amount of it to buy more Bitcoin, because that is ultimately the end game. But yeah, guys, timing is exactly everything. And the timing is right now pointing us out. Altcoin season is getting started. And in terms of Bitcoin, to be very honest, all these charts here, they just look that they're going to be continuing. And honestly, if we do clear the sell wall, that is the point where we are going to be seeing that next major rally higher. And yes, we are breaking outside of the symmetrical triangle. We're seeing a retest of this right now. It is ultimately looking very strong. It is right now weekend, so we're creating another CME gap. So be alert on that. But yeah, basically expect some consolidation over the course of the weekend. And then next week, we could be in for some very excited price action again here. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did learn something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap up that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.